Guys, before you go on to this clip, please don't forget to press the subscribe button for more content like this. We post all our clips on this channel from the podcast. I know you're going to enjoy this quite a lot. Play the Andrew Schulz clip. I want to know what you think about this. You've seen this, no?
हाँ ये मैंने ट्वीट भी किया था.
Yeah.
Modi, India. Yeah. He's a friend of mine. He's great. He's the nicest.
India.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Oh, good. Well, I'll tell you. Do you like him or not?
Yeah.
Do you like him?
I have family on both sides of it.
Okay,
I have
well,
family
let me
that
tell
loves
you.
everything and family
I'll just
that
tell
not.
you though. You need him. I know. Well, they had, before him, they were replacing him every year. It was very unstable. He came along.
He's in a lot of
He's
reconstruction.
great. He's a friend of mine.
Ek minute pause
On the
karna.
outside, he looks-
Who were they replacing every year? I think that's just Trump nonsense, na?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
just Trump gibbering. Haan, theek hai.
But the thing really is, before Modi, we didn't really have a prime minister. We had a shadow prime minister.
Right.
The real cabinet was the NAC, the National, what was it? I've even forgotten what it was. It was the supra cabinet.
Okay.
Um,
And so you're saying all cabinet ministers were kind of shadow ministers? There were shadow ministers on top of them?
yeah,
Okay. For all of them?
for all of them.
So like if A Raja is telecom, then somebody else is
Of course.
managing him from the top.
NAC was the real cabinet,
Uh-huh.
which is completely unaccountable, unquestionable, whatever. You had that fraud called Gendres on it as well, who basically, for an alleged food economist, he doesn't seem to know the difference between malnourishment and food security. He brought in a carbohydrate security program and called it the food security program.
So there's no nutrient distribution.
Zero
Effectively.
nutrients. It was basically carbohydrates.
Right.
Okay. And for a country that has such a severe stunting problem and a malnourishment problem,
Right.
to put a third-rate fraud, I mean, the fellow himself looks like a famine victim.
Okay. Who's this first fellow?
To put a malnourished skeleton like that on, he's a cheap little Belgian, Jhola wala, who's decided he's an Indian citizen. Unfortunately, he's an Indian citizen.
Oh, he is also. Okay.
Unfortunately. He looks like one of King Leopold's victims in the Congo, really. The white version of it. Bhai, pehle put on some fucking weight yourself before you talk about nutrition.
Right. Or ask
But then,
Abhijit for it. Huh.
to not know about the malnourishment problem, to not know about the stunting problem,
Right.
and come around giving carbohydrates as food security, the bastard needs to be locked up in jail. Instead, what has he done? He's put in a supra cabinet position of the National Advisory Committee. That's what it was called.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
There seems to be some sense, like, because even if he's saying gibberish, it's not without fact that probably the liaison from
He's got the it's factually incorrect what he said.
Right.
Let's be clear about
Yeah,
that.
right.
But he's kind of
In the right zone.
in the right zone in the kind of instability. Because
right.
you never knew who was in power, who was manipulating what.
Yeah.
Because, it was such a minority government that
Yeah.
the allies could exert a huge amount of pressure on everything that the government did.
Right.
But I have undiminished respect for Manmohan Singh because the one time it really counted, which was the India-US nuclear deal, he put his foot down and he
Made it
Boss,
happen.
This is why you will never find me abusing Manmohan Singh on any channel, anywhere, anything. That man has my undiminished respect for the India-US nuclear deal. Okay? It was very crucial we got that, and he did it. He staked the cabinet on it. And full marks to Sonia Gandhi. Because it was her political power that got that thing through. Subsequent actions, I have a lot of criticism. But for that, I think Sonia Gandhi was a true patriot for doing that for India, and
Manmohan Singh
was.
Nicest.
Go back a little.
Total killer.
Go back a little.
Because
Yeah,
you
sir.
like
I have family on both sides of it.
Okay,
I have
well,
family
let me
that
tell
loves
you.
everything and family
I'll just
that
tell
not.
you though. You need him. I know. Well, they had, before him, they were replacing him every year. It was very unstable. He came along.
He's in a
and
lot of
he's
reconstruction.
great. He's a friend of mine. But on the outside, he looks like he's your father. He's the nicest. Total killer. Because I asked him,
Yeah.
we're talking, we did a thing called Howdy Modi in Houston, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And they filled up the stadium. It was me and him. We filled up the stadium. It was beautiful. Like 80,000 people. It was going crazy. And we're walking around today. Maybe I wouldn't be as maybe you wouldn't do that. And we're walking in the middle, waving to everybody. Anyway.
That's
but
funny.
We have
Yeah.
a very good relationship. He's the nicest human being. But we had a couple of occasions where somebody was threatening India. I said, let me help. I'm very good with those people. Let me help. I will do it. I will do it. And I will do anything necessary. We've defeated them for hundreds of years.
Wow.
He was talking about a certain country. Okay?
Yeah.
You can probably guess.
Yeah.
This is very funny. This is very funny. Are they talking about
"Whoa,
Pulwama?
what happened
What do you
there?"
think they're talking about?
They're talking about Pulwama and the Balakot strikes that happened after that. But the thing really is, this is the standard line of every Indian Prime Minister as well.
I will do it.
I will do it. I do not need help from you.
It's not just Modi.
It's not just Modi. Indira Gandhi, for example, she was crystal clear, I am going to destroy Pakistan, and she did that. You know, the problem is we consider Nehru the foreign policy god. It was Indira Gandhi who was the foreign policy goddess,
How?
not Nehru. Nehru was a dunce. The daughter was sublime, and she had an instinctive feel for certain things. Sure, in certain things she rubbed the Americans the wrong way unnecessarily maybe, but I don't think she was essentially bandaging a wound that her father had created with America. It wouldn't have riled so much had it not been for Nehru's antecedents. She was a superb diplomat, and she was very clear, I will defend India. Not America, not Russia, I. Okay? Then, the same thing happened during Kargil. Okay? And Kargil mein kya hua tha ki Nawaz Sharif, after the fighting had intensified, Nawaz Sharif went to Moscow, and Bill Clinton was very eager to negotiate a peace between India and Pakistan. So they invited Atal Bihari Vajpayee to come to Washington. He said, no, I have to stay here and defend my country. We did not ask them for help. We did not ask Russia for help. Yes, we asked Israel and France for ammunition and things. I will stay. We do not do peace treaties sponsored by third parties.
Yeah, because you become a little bit of a, like, you lose power in that
You
process.
lose power in that process, right?
And it's an act of weakness overall.
It is an act of weakness.
And when Pakistan's clearly a weaker state, why would we do
Why
that?
would we do that?
Right.
And in this, Modi was sticking to the Indian policy line, which is, you know, I will not accept third-party negotiation. It has been done to us. I will screw them over. You are nobody to come and interfere in our... But this has been the standard Indian foreign policy line, that we do not accept American mediation or any kind of mediation in a bilateral dispute. What is between India and Pakistan will stay between India and Pakistan.
Right.
Okay. And it shows you, these people keep saying, oh, he's destroyed foreign policy, whatever. Everything about his foreign policy is continuity with greater profession. I would classify Modi's foreign policy and security policy as continuity with greater professionalism. You don't have the kind of loose cannons that Nehru nursed. Indira Gandhi, by the way, brought a certain professionalism into it.
Right.
Vajpayee did too. But they couldn't control a sort of erratic cabinet. And remember, in those days, we were much weaker and much poorer.
Yeah.
India with a per capita income of $400-500, I don't know what it was during the Bangladesh war, is not an India with a per capita income of $2,000.
Yeah.
I think it's 2,900 now. It's almost edging. But I think us time 2,500 ya kuch tha Pulwama ke time.
Right.
We're not.
We're not the same.
We're not the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So you will see that happen. So, you know, this notion that somehow Modi is a disruptor, no. There is continuity, which is what breeds confidence. You know, countries can't change their policies on a swing. This is why Erdogan is a lunatic who nobody trusts.
Because he'll
Turkey
change
has-
himself very quickly.
Boss, he
Flips.
he's bipolar. He's schizo. He's certified schizo. Okay. Modi is not that. He's a very dependable, reliable guy. Jo bola wo hoga. And in that, he's got Jaishankar, who is able to deliver sharp messages without sharpness of words.
Jaishankar's
Satyam
exceptional.
vada, mishtham vada.
Sach bolo, meetha bolo.
Par meetha se bolo. So he does not get nasty like Menon used to under Nehru. Menon was despite all his education and whatever, he was a gutter snipe of the worst order. Okay.
Like he could use words that would rile up people in rub them in the bad way.
Rub them in a bad way. That is not what you want in a diplomat.
Yeah, a diplomat by definition.
Yes.
Right?
So Jaishankar is very good with that. He will deliver understand, there is no confusion in the messaging. It's a very clear message, but delivered in very sweet language that nobody can object to.
Yeah, you've not wounded the other person.
You've not wounded the other person.
It's
You've
a
not
very
made it
exceptional speaking style.
unnecessary. But remember, at that time, we were coming from a severe inferiority complex because we were so poor.
Yeah.
People have forgotten in India, we were living ship to mouth. We didn't become food self-sufficient till the 1970s.
Yeah.
We were on the verge of starvation unless we begged for food aid from America.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a very different India now. Even in my lifetime, this is a very different
It's
India.
a very different India. I mean, I've seen it. I mean, I'm 77 born.
Right.
I've seen it in my own thing, the increasing confidence and things like that. But the professionalism that Modi has brought in, this completely don't personalize foreign policy. Remember, all these countries had denied him a visa and called him a pariah and whatnot nonsense. He never personalized it. Whatever insults were thrown at him, उसने कबूल करके
Right.
ठीक है जो था सो था.
Right.
Let's go forward from there. He has never personalized it.
That's a very interesting point.
Even with Pakistan, remember he visited Nawaz Sharif's ghar ka shadi and all of that. Nawaz Sharif was invited to the first swearing in 2014. And then he realized making peace with Pakistan is a waste of time. I have come with an absolute majority. I have come with a mandate to make peace. He demonstrated it with Bangladesh, where the enclave swap happened in his first term. And he said, I can do these things if we
comes
can
down
agree.
to it. Yeah.
If it comes down to it, I've got the political capital to do it. Pakistan showed it was never serious about these things, which it has never been. And then he just cut it off so completely that Pakistan has stopped becoming वो Hindustan Times sponsored Aman Ki Asha या Times of India sponsored
Ah,
Aman
right.
Ki
Aman Ki Asha used to be a thing,
वो
right?
Aman Ki Tamasha जो हम कहते हैं. It's stopped now. Those jokers have stopped being able to make money. It's killed off the entire track 2 industry tamasha that was there, that was getting funding from all of this. So it's fine.
This clip got sent to me from someone yesterday. They found out I'm talking to you and they were like, you need to watch this. I was like, I'll watch it with Abhijit. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I couldn't get past the first about a minute or so because, I was waiting for a reaction to what I said.
Okay.
It's just a pastiche of other people, Modi, this one, Navika, Arnab, saying whatever. And there's no actual comeback.
So for people that are just listening, this is a video that Being Human, a YouTube channel, made when Abhijit went on Vinamra's show. I saw the first minute and a half and you can't say it's not funny.
I actually did not find it funny at all because these are clips I've seen in different forms on Twitter, which are just cut and pasted together.
Okay.
So I'm like, where's the originality? You can only put Arnab saying kuch bhi so many times and laugh at it. After the second time, it stops being funny.
We'll watch it. And I want you to
But
respond
then,
to it.
to be fair, this is a country that thinks Carrie Minati saying MC for everything is funny. So I'm sure there is a certain demographic that finds it funny. So for example, the same Being Human guy, he, when I said Ravish has low income followers, which you can actually, how the diagnostics work. You can go in and check.
I will not insult people on the basis of their income.
Well,
No,
you should.
tell me, continue. I'm just joking.
It's aspirational to insult people on the basis of income. You're encouraging them to become high income.
Oh my God. How do you live with yourself?
I do. I live very happily with myself. Thank you. But what ends up happening is, his response to it was a clip saying, "See, my followers may be low income, but they will die for me. They will do whatever I tell them to do and they trust me." Well, your followers are basically low-income fundamentalists. So he just admitted that they're both brain dead and low-income. How is this a comeback?
Man, I want to live in your world, bro.
But
Does
I
anything faze you?
think with Ravish, it's, that low-income to lower middle class mindset where this is some kind of a comeback apparently, which is perfectly fine. I guess अगर तुम महीने में 500 रुपए कमा रहे हो,
Guys, if you're enjoying the clips that we are putting out on this channel, you can consume all our podcasts in small clips right here. We chunk them together and release them just for your convenience. Do not forget to press the subscribe button.